It's another week and another new episode of the Granny Panty Podcast. I'm your host, RubyLynne. Don't forget, hit subscribe and like before you go any further. If you'd like to follow me, you can go to RubyLynneLinks.com where it's all things Ruby. This week's guest is near and dear to my heart. She was one of the very first people I ever stumbled across when I got in this industry 4.5 years ago. And she's all about helping people. She's not a gatekeeper. Her energy is infectious, and you can't help but smile and get a little wild when you're around her. So help me welcome the famous, the queen, Nikki Night. Nikki fucking Night is finally on the Granny Panty Podcast. Yes. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here. I was so happy. I'm not even kidding you, Miss RubyLynne. On my 40th birthday, I was like, I'm old enough to be on the Granny Panty Podcast now.
That's right.
So I'm just so excited to be here. I've never been so excited to turn 40.
You are so funny.
Well, no, I love you, and I'm so excited to support you. And
thank you.
Anyone listening, if this is your first time listening, this is an excellent podcast to listen to. Subscribe, follow her everywhere. Follow her on Twitter. Follow her, check out her website. Check out everything. Follow Miss RubyLynne. Listen to this podcast. She is excellent. I cannot say nice enough things about Miss RubyLynne. This podcast, this lady right here, she's hardworking. She's amazing. So I am more excited than you.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. I've been jammed for this.
Those are my panties on the wall.
Yeah. Hey, you want me to wear them and send them to you?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for making the time. You are a busy gal.
Yeah, I can be. Yes. And I'm busy because I work for the models. If you know anything about me, it's you are my boss and I work for you. If you're a model, I don't care where you are, what site you're on. I was a model myself.
Yep.
And I just know how hard this job is, so I make it my life's work to be there for you. And so yeah, that means I'm very busy. So sometimes if I have rum in my coffee, just please forgive.
Well, I came across you when I first got in this industry
In bed,
4.5
yes, you
years
did.
ago. And it was you were on online, and I can't remember if it was XBiz. It could be the unnamed imploded.
The nameless one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the nameless one. But you did a session about models, and I loved you right from through the screen. I'm like, I don't know who she is, but I love her already.
Thank you. Thank you. I absolutely love doing those sessions because one thing that was good that came out of the nameless time that we won't name, the dark times in humanity, is they started doing all of the shows online. And I just thought that was such an amazing thing because I go to a lot of in-person shows and those are really great. Those are fun. You get to meet people and I hug and kiss everyone and I just love them. I love meeting all the models all the time. But it's so hard to access those things, unless you've got the cash, unless you've got the time, and some people can't travel, and some people, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So when things started going online, I loved it because then we got to be able to touch and talk to and influence and help people in just such a big way. I really hope that kind of aspect of these shows sticks around a little bit. So I really love doing those. And I spend a lot of time making those sessions or those seminars because again, I was a model and I live to serve. My job is to serve models and I love helping. So anytime that I can, and they always have awesome other people on there, Melrose is freaking great. Love her.
Yeah.
You're freaking great. And yeah, so that means a lot to me. Yeah.
Well, you are just, I call you the knower of all things. Like,
Yes, that's
if there's something
mhm.
I can't figure out or know, I'm like, I gotta message Nikki.
I'm putting that on my tombstone. Yes,
Yeah,
please
the
tell your
knower of
friends.
all things. In fact, it was Carrie Anthony that called you, was it the porn you guys call each other like the
Oh,
pornosauruses of.
yes. Kate, yes, the pornosauruses, Carrie Anthony, Miss Platinum Pussy, she's also one of those excellent people who's
Yeah.
just such a business, like, freaking, like, she's I don't wanna call her a tycoon, but she just because she has her hands in everything.
She's a force of nature.
She is a force of nature, and she's oh, like, her and I are actually she's also a domain troll, so her and I
Yeah.
get into some of these things where we'll try and, like, buy different domains, like, URLs, so I have,
Yep.
like, just dumb stuff, and we go back and forth with that, but
I
she's also
remember.
so incredibly, incredibly smart and such a
Yeah.
great businesswoman and a person to know, that, she calls me the fairy cam mother, and then I was like, "I'm keeping that one."
Oh, I love that
Yeah,
too. We
she
gotta get you
called me the
some
f
wings.
we definitely do. Or I have a wand. I have a few.
Perfect.
They could be dildos, I'm not saying.
I love that. Well, you definitely have a way of working with people. Like,
Mm.
there's not a person out there that doesn't love you, and if they do, they are not gonna say anything because they will get attacked by the thousands of other people that love you. So, there's that.
Can I tell you something for real?
Yeah.
I honestly wish I had more trolls. Only because I love trolling trolls, and I always like because we all have trolls. Like, let's be
Yeah.
honest, there's
Oh,
always
yeah.
some troll somewhere doing whatever, and excuse me, I like models will ask me like, how do I deal with this person or whatever. So anytime I do have a troll or I do have something, I really like when it's super public because then I can show people how I deal with it and that it's not the end of the world and that
Right.
just because someone's angry at you, it doesn't like that's fine.
Mhm.
It's really who cares? Like everyone has an opinion and that's just theirs. That's whatever. So I may not have trolls, but if you are my troll out there, bring it
Bring it.
because I want to mess with you publicly.
I love my trolls, and my theory, I have really thick skin,
Mm,
so, there's that, but also, like, any negative engagement is still engagement, and I
yo.
once had someone tell me, like, "On your Twitter, you need to be more controversial."
Mm,
"What?" They're like, "Yeah, you need to post something controversial to get something stirred up," and I'm like, "Oh, that's just not me," like, I don't know,
they're
but,
right though.
I recently had a guy on TikTok that my new thing is I'm not your average grandma, I'm better.
No,
So
you're not the average grandma. You are the grandma. You are my MILF. Your place is on my face, RubyLynne. That's
so I've
yes.
been doing this, and this guy just came into of course, TikTok is like the pit of the
Yeah.
earth, and he said something, and I go, "Why you mad, bro?" I just kept egging him on, it was
You
just
have to.
it's
Do you need a
entertaining.
sandwich? Do you need a sandwich? Are you hungry? Oh, it's nap time. You just go to
Yeah,
bed and let the adults talk.
but I love that one. "Why you mad, bro?"
And what'd he say? He
Well,
probably
then he
just went
was
off
like,
with
"See,
swears.
you can't even speak right, da da da," da," and I was just laughing emoji.
You can't even talk right?
Yeah.
Sure, bro.
I was like, "You have
Sure.
no sense of humor. Have a
No.
nice day."
Yeah. Peace, bitch. Deuces. No, I've had that one where one guy came in and he started saying like stupid stuff and he was calling me stupid and I was just laughing like whatever, and this is a long long time ago. Then he misspelled the word genius and then the whole room just attacked him, and
Yeah.
and then he was sideline messaging me. He DM'd me privately. He's like, I just come in here and I say what I want, but it's all whatever. He's like, and all these guys are taking it too seriously, and he like came and cried to me that he was
Oh,
trolling me and then was getting trolled, and I was like, I'm not even gonna block you, like, you're too dumb to insult. Like, this is great. Like, this is just great.
yeah, yeah,
So, trolls, can bring it. The internet forever. Like, the internet forever.
right. I love
Uh-huh.
it. I love it. So because you're so busy and you have your hand in so many things, what is your biggest productivity hack besides rum in your coffee?
Well, rum in the coffee, that's a big one. I would say My biggest productivity hack would be habit bundling. So if you can do two things at once, do it. Like right now, and it might not even be the biggest thing, to be honest. So I'm trying to learn Spanish because I've recently started to going to shows in Colombia, and like
Nice.
shout out to my Colombians, love you guys. Like so hardworking, and also just super hot, and just
I
so
was
kind
gonna
and so
say
sweet.
gorgeous people.
Girl, I'm going like one of these days I'm going to come back from Colombia and you'll be like, "Nikki, you look 25." And I'll be like, "Yeah, thank my surgeon." Like I'm doing it all. Like I don't want to wear Spanx anymore. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. And I'm just I'm going to come back with a new butt. But so I've started going to Colombia for these shows, and I'm taking Spanish and just on like different apps. And
Right.
the fan site that I work for, my club, they're such a wonderful company. They actually are paying for me to have like tutors as well. But I've started habit bundling where in the middle of the day I do need to walk away from my computer or else I will start to collapse from the inside. So I take my dog to the park and I do my Spanish lesson while I'm playing ball with my dog. And even just that, like those two things together, well, I guess three things together is
Mhm.
really, really great. And another thing is get a watch. Like, get a watch. So I'm the worst with time.
Same.
And right, like I really am really bad with time, and time management does not come easily to me.
Oh,
So it
me
was something
neither.
I've right? Because we're artists, right? We're creatives. So it's, you get so passionate and caught up in something, then you're just doing it forever. But getting a watch, set yourself, little notifications, great. And then when that notification comes, stop what you're doing, listen to the notification and go. There was this product a long time ago that was called, it might still be around, it was called Pavlok, and I'm
Mm.
not saying everyone has to do this, but it actually shocks you. And so for a while, and it's not like a fun shock because I got it and I was like, I'm gonna put it on someone's dick. No, I will never put it on someone's dick because even at the lowest setting, like that hurts.
Yeah.
So I would wear it and I would get a notification, then I would get shocked, and I'd be like, oh, okay. And then I became so afraid of the thing. I can't even put it on anymore because it hurt,
Oh, yeah.
but it really got me listening to the notifications on my watch
Mhm.
and just like trying to set some kind of schedule, like this day I'm going to focus on this day I'm going to
Right.
focus on this, like your to-do list. And when you make your to-do lists as the thing that's at the top is the thing that you can get the done or you can get done the fastest.
Okay.
So if you have, there's this other productivity system. It's called the Pomodoro system, and that's
Mhm.
kind of what it's based on. And there's a whole book and stuff, but that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But when you make your to-do lists, put the thing at the top that you know that you can like bang out the fastest. If you can bang out your emails, if you can bang out your DMs, if you can bang out whatever, put that on the top and get that done. And then
Mhm.
once you feel that like yes, that productivity like oh, like small celebration, like
Yep.
fuck yeah, I got it done, move on to the next and just try and keep going and
Yeah.
don't beat yourself up for not getting it done and just try and move on. So habit bundling, get a watch, notifications, listen to your notifications. And
Mhm.
after a while, you will start to be able to fit things into those time slots that you give yourself. And then your to do list, the things that you can get done the fastest and the easiest, put those at the top. The hardest things should be at the bottom. Don't start with the hard stuff
Right.
because then you clear your schedule for the hard stuff. And that's my productivity hack.
I love that
Yeah.
habit bundling. That is amazing. I think I'm
Or
gonna
like
write
if you
that
go on
down.
walks, if I want to go on a walk or get
Mhm.
exercise or something like that, because gym, but I'll go on walks. I live right by a river valley, and it's
Yeah.
like hills and valleys. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go do it the ancient way to get a nice butt. But I'll listen to like a business podcast or a
Yeah.
sales podcast or something. And yes, a crime podcast slips in there, but trying to do something that you're like, okay, I know I need to do this with something
Mhm.
that you really want to do. And I actually learned that from Noom, the diet app.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is my hardest thing, I think, is time management.
because you
Having
get so caught up.
ADHD, I set my watch to remind me
Yeah,
to take my medication, and then I turn it off, and I do something else, and 3 hours later, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, forgot to
yeah.
take my meds."
I mean, I have mine by my bed. I just roll over pills. Let's go.
That's right.
Just pills. Let's go.
Coffee in the or rum in the coffee and take
Yep.
yeah,
Pills.
that's
Let's
good.
go. Hills, let's go. And that really anyone, if you're out there and kind of on the fence about taking like any kind of focus medication, I say do it. It
Oh,
changed
yeah.
my whole life. It unlocked my brain. I call it my brain chain, and
Yep.
that sounds bad, but I feel like the first time I took it, like all I would think about was the moon. And then it felt like someone took like a chain lasso and like lassoed me from outer space and then like pulled my ass down into reality. And I'm like, yo, this is
Yeah.
where everyone lives. Like, this is nuts. So if you're on the fence about it, cool. It changed my life for the better. So anyone who
Yeah.
takes it, cheers,
Likewise.
amphetamines.
Well, I love that productivity hack. I know one that I learned yesterday. I had
Yes.
Lisa Ann on my show,
Oh,
and she was like, if
she's a
it takes
great
you
legend.
less, I love her. If
Legend.
she's like, I asked her the same question because you are, I love my business minded
Mm.
gals. And she said, if it takes less than 10 minutes, I just do it. It doesn't even go on the to do list. I'm like, oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, see? If you can bang it out, if you can get it out of the way, because a
Yeah.
lot of times I find what happens that the things that make you not productive are the
Hmm.
things like when you have this mountain of work in front of you. And if you
Oh,
can bang something out and get like start chipping away at that list and start celebrating, like, yes, I did it. Okay, that's done. What else can I
yep.
do? And you kind of get on this passionate roll of productivity, but love it. Agree. Agree. Lisa Ann.
I know. You guys are amazing. We should just put together like some kind of a panel at some point with all the OGs.
Love,
You, Melrose, Lisa.
love, 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 love.
Well, that is awesome. What's an underrated tool that you use to manage work and
Underrated
personal
tool.
life that's indispensable?
Um, Underrated tool. That's a really good one. So the tools that I use a lot, Calendly,
Ah,
Calendly, like actually booking stuff with like a schedule or a booking planner, even
okay.
if your site doesn't, even if your site doesn't give you anything like that, which
Hmm.
again, a lot of sites I've recommended it, and we're going to start putting it into my club as well to have like
Cool.
that scheduler. It has saved my life because it just gets you the right time across time
Hmm.
zones. It confirms for you. You can set it up so it has like a feedback. So when someone actually does a session with you, it'll follow up with a thank you email. It'll follow
Okay.
up with like a hey feedback email. Then you get feedback everything, and it also reminds people about the appointment. So I mean, there's so many different iterations of this same
Right.
thing. I use Calendly. My biggest suggestion, if you are using it though,
Hmm.
is when you like, you'll give someone the link to like book an appointment, then they book the appointment. My biggest recommendation is doesn't matter that they get a confirmation email, you should still reach out and say, "Hey, I got your booking." Just
Right.
so they know that the human on the other side has gotten it. So, "Hey, I got your booking. I'll see you then." Awesome. And everyone shows up. Everyone shows up. If you reach out personally,
Right.
you can customize all the stuff. So, booking schedules or booking calendars, like just
Yeah.
kisses. Um, and then, I mean, this is a dumb one, but like
There's
Google
no dumb
Drive, I
ones.
put everything into folders. My whole brain is in folders inside of a Google Drive somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah, everything. That
I'm
would
big
be,
on
oh my
folders
God.
too.
And scheduling your shit. So I manage the My Club Telegram channel, and I cannot even tell you. So every Monday I write a tip and I make sure that they're tips that are real, like
Hmm.
actual stuff that people want to know, like stuff that no one's talking about. But I write them about 2 months in advance, and then I
Wow.
schedule them out so that every Monday at this time they just go, and then I don't even have to think about it. So
Right.
that has been probably one of the greatest things, or else because then I might forget, I might be doing
Right.
something and whatever. So if I'm, it doesn't matter. Like just scheduling your shit, even 50% of your content. I don't care what it is,
Yeah.
like your tweets, your posts on your fan site, messages to your fans, something like, oh my God, schedule your stuff. It only, once you get into that habit and you see how much it frees
Hmm.
up and gets rid of your anxiety, it's unbelievable. Like it's an unstoppable productivity. The rum's kicking in. The rum
I
hit.
I agree with you though on that because I have the hard time of sitting down
Yeah.
and actually scheduling it, but when I make myself do that,
Mhm.
hence like when, for XBiz Miami, I just scheduled out like my PPV, my one a day or whatever.
Awesome.
That did take a lot of anxiety away.
Uh-huh.
So making myself do that, the payoff was big.
Huge.
Yeah.
And then once that anxiety is gone, it's just like you're just I think we underestimate how much anxiety
Mhm.
bogs down our performance. They
Oh
can
yeah.
they can see it on our face, they can hear it in our voice, they can see it in our writings. Everything suffers when we have anxiety because our heart isn't in something. When you're thinking about something else that's gnawing away at your brain.
Right.
When you just like set it and fuck it. And it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I feel so free. So yeah, I use it, people. Just trust us. Trust
Yeah,
us,
and
old
I think
ladies.
I think the scheduling also, creates consistency,
Mm,
and so that your, fans or, even if you're not running a fan site, but
mhm.
you're whatever you're doing, they know what to expect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? A lot of sites algorithms actually will like you'll benefit from having consistency. Like
Mhm.
if you send out emails at the same time every day, that actually gives you good email karma, which means that you are less likely to go into the spam bin.
Oh,
So it's like it builds up your reputation. On social media things, when you schedule stuff, as long as there isn't a link in every single thing that you schedule,
right,
or on Twitter now that we know you can't put a link directly in the first tweet, the link has to be in the first comment or else you'll automatically be seen as spam.
right.
As long as you're doing stuff like that, it'll also build up your credibility and it can keep you a little bit, away from being
Mhm.
shadow banned.
Yeah,
And it just like it, you'll actually benefit from doing these things and the consistency. You're right, because think about it. If I asked you right now, tell me who like the name of your favorite person on social media is. What's their handle? What's your favorite cam model, or what's your favorite like fan site person's name? Like just off the top of your head, or what's your best friend's phone number or your
right.
cousin's phone number? Nobody knows. So lots of time, the reason why people actually don't come back and see us, or we lose
Mhm.
fans, is because they don't know where to find us. Because a
Right,
lot of people use double underscore in their name, like just please stop, but they just don't know where to find you. So if you're not
right.
consistent, they just don't know where you are.
Yeah, and I have all that wrong. No consistency. I'm not scheduling anything.
But it comes with time. And I think, again, like a lot of us have in the creative field have ADHD. I'm dyslexic actually. Like I was
Gotcha.
diagnosed as a child.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm if you notice, I'm always like moving or rocking or something.
Yeah.
Like that's just I'm always moving. And I think a lot of us in this space have something like that. And it has nothing to do with we're not smart. That's actually the opposite of what's happening.
Right.
People who have ADD, ADHD, dyslexia, any kind of like um, just neurodivergence,
Yeah.
um, it's just because we don't fit into that like A type, like that stereotypical like
Mhm.
framework, but it's because we're so creative. Like there are gifts that are also packaged into these titles, and
Right.
most of them are empathy. And sex workers, just by I think we can all agree that sex workers have just a beautiful, extra deep sensitivity to just the human spirit, and
Right.
we're so good with people because we interact with them in their most vulnerable and most taboo ways, and people have to be the most open with us and are the most
Mhm.
open with us because they're sharing something so intimate.
Right.
And it also comes with amazing creativity. Like your mind is just going. We don't get stuck on one thing.
That's
We are just
that's what I
going and
was
going and
thinking.
going. Totally. We're just
Yeah.
all over the place, and we actually see stuff that most people can't see, because
Mhm.
if your brain is just moving, which is a good thing, you
Right.
are connecting dots and you are seeing like reading between the lines, and you are making creative jumps and creative leaps that
Mhm.
just other people just don't. So I think I actually forget how we got here to this point of the thing, but don't feel bad about having
Right.
ADD. But
I
yes,
know. It was
that's
a
one part of it is you forget.
it was the question about the underrated tool.
Mm. And I'm over here talking about, got it. Yep, that tracks. Here
This
we
is what
are.
I love about us.
Yes, just
Well,
just all the things.
I was thinking too about our industry, because it's so oppressed
Mm,
and things change overnight,
mhm.
that also, we have to be
We're extremely
we're
adaptable.
always trying to think a step ahead. If
Yes.
A happens, then what's my B, that kind of
Yes.
thing.
Well, I
The
mean, you also came from, like, the business world, like, the other business world, didn't you? And I'm sure a lot of that came into it, but then now, like, you get to be your full creative self and find loopholes and find other things, and,
Right.
like, you get to be this extra creative person, and I absolutely love that, and you end up like, it trains your brain to be fluid and flexible and just think differently. Because I mean, mainstream just sounds boring as a
Well, and having done social work and been a
Mhm,
case manager, and the tools and things I learned to talk to, my client,
mhm,
patients, clients, whatever you want to call them, works so perfectly in
mhm.
this arena that it's almost scary.
It's a business. Everyone
Yeah.
thinks that it's just like, I've had so many guys ask me like, "Well, did you your boss?" And I was like, "Why the hell would I boss? Like, do you guys have
Yeah.
threesomes on at lunch?" Yes, yes, we do. This multi-billion-dollar industry just sucks and way through the day, no spreadsheets needed. So it's
Yeah.
just I hear that so often, like, "Oh my
Mhm.
god, I went to school as this, I got my Bachelor of Arts, I'm taking business, I took
Mhm.
this, I came from mainstream, and I'm shocked at how many things still apply."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a business, just the product is way sexier, that's all.
It's more
Totally.
fun. I always say,
Oh my god.
I could be, tromping through meth labs, or I can get naked for a living. I take the
We could
naked.
all be tromping through meth labs. Maybe,
That's a true
yes.
story, by the way.
I'm gonna have to hear about that one.
Yeah. That's for another episode.
Deal, deal.
So what's your, project you're focused on now? It's My Club, correct?
Yes.
So tell
So
us about that, because I'm not that familiar with
yeah,
that
okay, okay.
platform.
So it's a newer platform. Well, it's not newer. It's been around for a few years now. Excuse me. And so for a few years, I was working for a sex toy company, Kiru. Shout out to
Mhm.
Kiru. Love you guys.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was like, and again, this is no shame on anyone, but I felt like I was like withering on the vine as Nikki Night because I wasn't truly helping models and I just didn't feel like I was exactly where I needed to be. And
Mhm.
so then I was speaking with the mighty business development lady at Strip Chat, and she's like, I have a project for you. Come over here.
Yeah.
Because my club is the sister site. Like they are separate businesses. You know,
Mhm.
we, we try to market them separately because we don't want them. You know, we're trying to make both be on their own thing. But they are the sister site, and they're the fan site of Strip Chat.
Okay.
And what it is, it's again, it is a fan site. It has all your classic features that all the models love, and even more so, like different ones. We do
Mhm.
have traffic. We do have internal search. We do have almost like a homepage where you can, you know, different posts can get featured on a homepage,
Okay.
and it has everything from like PPV to scheduling to all these different things. We even give you your own link tree with the free URL so you can have all
Wow.
those tools. There's analytics. You can see where people are clicking from, who they are. But also, on top of all these awesome things that are like classic and like extra features that models have always
Mhm.
been asking for, we also have AI tools, which is something that's just so
Yeah.
wildly different. And so the project is called Digital Twin. And what it is like you actually create a digital version of yourself. Now, the reason why I love this twin is because your twin talks to people when you're not online, or you can turn it on at any time for individual chats if you want.
Mhm.
And that's 24/7. So now you're
Wow.
no longer glued exactly to your screen. It sells content for you, it sells videos for you, it can set up video calls for you.
Wow.
Eventually, it'll even be able to take video calls for you. You can also generate content So it'll generate content. And right now we're creating other AI tools called the Creator Lab, which are going to be, it's going to be a place where you can take like a raw video that you've edited, that you filmed,
Okay.
upload it to your Creator Lab, and then the AI tools, and again, this is still in development, the
Mhm.
AI tools will be able to make teasers for you,
Wow.
clips, edit for you, add watermarks. It can make suggestions on what you should write, like what you should title it. You'll be able to edit your photos. You'll be able to add filters to your photos. It'll make suggestions on like packaging up what you should package and how you should sell it and where. Eventually, it'll be able to schedule for you. And
Wow.
another thing it's going to do is it'll actually be able to scan through all of the messages that your AI has been answering, and it'll tell you these are the top 3 things that have been asked for. This is
Wow.
what your people have been asking for. These are the things that have been sold. These are the things that like your fans are talking about with you. And so it is this amazing, like just assistant that we all need. Now, when you set up your digital twin,
Mhm.
you actually tell it a lot of stuff about you. And the
Oh,
one
okay.
thing I just want to like stop, you control your AI. We do not post your AI stuff. We like you are the controller of it. You can delete it at any time. We can't use it. Like say that you're like, I'm leaving my club. I want to delete it. I want to
Right.
go. We can't use it without you. That's why it's called a twin. We need you to be able to have your twin. That's what a twin is. It's two. So we're not stealing or taking the rights or the ownership, like
Okay.
you still own it. And that's something that I know is a big concern for people with the new
Mhm.
wave of AI.
Right.
So it's not like a production company where you sell your image and then they make a bunch of content.
Mhm.
You are actually the one who makes the content and you decide how it's used and how it's posted, and it's yours. Like it is yours. But because like you tell this thing about it, like about you, and there's, it takes a bit of customization and stuff like that, which is fine. But the reason why I'm really loving it is because now models, if you need a day off, you don't have to stress. Your twin is there answering messages for you. Your
Yeah.
twin is constantly selling stuff for you. Your twin is constantly trying to convert people into subscribers for you. Also, another thing is like, models who've been in the industry for a long time and say they've retired and they
Mhm.
want to come back, but they're new to they're new to all this new technology, or they just want to capitalize or remonetize
Right.
their their existing fame, but they don't necessarily have the tools, or they don't want to go and like take all this new content. You can come and have your AI generate a bunch of images for you. And you can even say, okay, I want to be in a nightgown on the beach. I want to be
Oh,
excited. I want to be this. I want the color to be this. So you can really customize it. So it's also a way for people who have retired to kind of come back, monetize, be able to generate content without having to go like jump immediately back into the saddle.
okay.
And for me, there's a lot of agencies out there, and no shame to any agencies. I love that people are helping, but this is also a way for people to have access to this kind of support and
Right.
these kinds of tools without having to pay an agency. So you don't have to go through the, sometimes extremely intimidating process of finding an agency,
Oh, yeah.
knowing if you trust it or not, and then possibly getting rejected because they are a business too. And that can be just earth shattering for some people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be, but it can be, because it like someone's telling you in your mind, like, are you valuable or not to them?
Right.
Which, I mean, the answer is yes, you are always valuable. Um, but now this just gives anyone with any amount of followers anywhere the ability to have this support, have these tools to be able to scale up their business while
Okay.
actually kind of taking off the shackles of just sitting there and having to do all this stuff yourself. And I'm so for it. And if you're not into AI, that's totally cool. You do not have to make your digital twin. You just don't have to create it. And then you can use my club exactly as you want. It's fine. And that's who I'm working with. And uh, all the things that I've just said were the intentions of the people who created it. So it's not like, oh, I see this amazing,
Right.
wonderful thing about this product that you've
Mhm.
created. No, that was their intention to begin with. So I really am all for it. And it is a new technology. So it is ever changing, and it's
Right.
growing and it's improving. But yeah, that's who I'm working with. And come on over to my club if you want to. It's also your digital twin is free, and it's the
I was
same.
just gonna ask
Yeah.
that. Like, is there some
Yes.
additional
Nope.
cost or
Nope.
anything?
There's no
Okay.
cost to you because if you are making money, we're making money. And it's the
Right.
same cut. It's the same cut 80/20. So 80 for you, 20 for us.
Okay.
Your twin doesn't cost you a single cent. And it's just because if your twin's making you money, your twin
Mhm.
is making us money.
Okay.
So, boom.
So I have another question about
Yes.
that. So on Strip Chat, you can sell your content for
Hmm.
tokens on your
Yes.
profile. I mean, Strip Chat is where we made our name. That was
Love
our
strip
original.
chat.
And we're
Love.
back, by the way, on Strip Chat.
Ooh, I'm gonna check
So,
you out.
but when you go to my club, are you paying in tokens or is it like regular fan sites? You got to upload a credit card, that kind of thing.
It's like a regular fan site.
Okay.
So, and I do recommend that if you are selling your stuff, because there is a fan club on Strip Chat, and you can sell your content there. Totally, 100%, totally, if absolutely. But when you come to my club, you can actually cross promote them. So you can advertise
Right.
your My Club on Strip Chat. And when you are live on Strip Chat, there is a button that shows up on your My Club that says live, come and visit my show. So they're actually connected in that way. And when you sell content on My Club, you get a bigger percentage because when you sell stuff for tokens on
Right.
Strip Chat, it still falls under that, that like,
50%.
yeah, that
Yeah.
around 50-55%. So you actually make a bit less that way because it still falls under the token system.
Good point. Good
So
point.
if you want to sell your content, you should do it on my club. They're sister sites. Like
Right.
you just end up earning more. But yeah, there's no tokens. It's the same thing as a traditional fan site. You upload the credit card, and I mean, there's video calls. People can buy minutes, stuff like that. If you want to do like
Cool.
private shows, it's like a
Yeah.
FaceTime. But when someone buys minutes, they can only buy minutes from you. And so when they
Yeah.
buy that minute package, you get paid immediately. You don't have to wait for them to use the minutes to get
Oh, I
paid
like
because
that.
they're buying a package of minutes from you. So it's not
Nice.
a token site. It's like a traditional fan site with credit cards and stuff.
Thanks
And
for
you can pay with
clarifying
crypto.
that.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to check that out. I'm gonna put it on my to-do list for sure.
Girl, come on over. I will whatever you need. I've got you. Like I
I
will help you
know.
with
It's
everything.
because you're amazing.
It's because you're amazing and it'd be a blessing to have you on our site.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Mhm.
Wow, that's keeping you busy and you're still doing a little bit with Kiru, a little
A
bit of
little bit, yeah. So
yeah.
when I decided to come back to like helping models, they were like, "Okay, so you'll be part-time then." And I'm like, "Well, let's let's hold the phone." But since they are a Dutch company, I mean, they're in
Yeah.
Amsterdam and the time and they're they're a tech company.
Yeah.
So they are like, "Please continue to talk to the models," which always, like I will
Yeah.
always and give you guys cool free toys to try out. Yes.
Yes.
Did you like your spot?
Yes.
I hope you
I
did.
did.
Yes, I hope you did.
I was
But
like, "Are we allowed to talk about it yet?"
yeah, we can talk about it. We can whatever. What are they
Yeah.
going to do? Nothing? Yeah, it's fine. But
The anticipation.
yes, the anticipation. So yeah, I still talk to models on their behalf, which I do love and just for consistency, but I'm
Yeah.
definitely more at my club. You'll see me around there just to
I
help.
love it. You
I'm
have
just
such
so
great
happy to be
energy.
back to like it just makes my heart full of joy to help people. It just does. And yeah, it just full of joy. I'm just very happy to be back helping just everyday models because lots of stuff on Kiru was like big porn stars and they have assistants
Right.
and they have all that
Right.
stuff. And so they didn't necessarily need a Nikki, but then everyone else who were out here like hustling, busting our butts,
Yeah.
Nikki's here for you.
Yeah, I wish I could just move you in and take over my stuff.
Yeah, I'll just live in those panties. That's it.
So if you could go back and tell your 18 or
Oh my God.
21-year-old Nikki something,
Yeah. What would it be?
what would it be?
You can do anything and do not worry. Like, just don't worry. Like, it's really not as rough as you think it is.
Mhm.
Don't like, when you're young, you just don't have the benefit of actually experiencing time to
Right.
tell yourself that,
Right.
that, all these things that seem like the end of the world and like, oh my God. But like, you can do anything. Like, be fearless. Fear nothing. You can do it. There's nothing, anything that's in front of you now will be in your past tomorrow. So
Yeah,
just keep going, keep moving. You can do it. Just don't even let it phase you. Go, head down, keep working. And guess what? It will be fine. It
yeah.
will be fine. Everything is going to work out just fine.
That's
Hmm.
amazing. Yeah, you're
Hmm.
right. My mom used to say 100 years from now, no one's gonna care, like something,
Yes.
life-changing happened. 100 years from now.
You know what? I have a saying similar to that, and your mom is totally right. Someone told me this. I can't remember who, but it was a very wise person. If it doesn't matter, or if it won't matter in a year, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter at all. So if this won't matter in a year, it
Mhm.
doesn't matter at all. And if it will matter in a year, okay, you might want to, like, it's the caring may go up a little bit,
Right.
but it's basically don't sweat the small stuff. And your mom's totally right because your mom's awesome.
No, she wasn't, but that's a whole
Well,
'nother show.
well, she brought you into this world, so I'm going to give her some
There you
credit.
go.
Yep, that's it.
So, well, it has been so amazing to chat with you.
Ah, it's always amazing to chat with you. And again, everyone, you better be pressing subscribe. Go follow this lady on Twitter, Instagram. Go see her on Strip Chat
Oh,
everywhere. I'll be there. And yeah,
yay.
make sure that you subscribe to her My Club when I finally get her on there.
Yeah.
Because RubyLynne, you are just so smart and you're so
Oh.
hardworking and just you are doing so well. And I know that you might not see it, but just from when we met, when I was helping you
Yes.
with your website long ago and just
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
how you have progressed and like just started to dominate in the business world, like, you
Oh.
are doing so well, and I'm just extremely, extremely proud of you, and I'm so
Oh.
happy I'm finally old enough to tell you this in front of a whole audience, so you listen.
Well, I have to tell you something. So,
What?
I get, nominated all the time for all these awards and I never win, but always the
Oh, pff,
bridesmaid, never the bride. But I always have this speech in the back of my head
yes.
that, I'm if I win this award and the people I want to thank and, always it's you. The
Oh!
impact you've no, you've made such an impact on my career, my life, Melrose,
Oh.
and Rex, and it's like, yes, one of these days you're gonna hear me say that on a stage.
We need to get you an award, let's do this. Go vote now.
I know,
That
I'm to the point, like, who do I need to pay off? I just want the damn piece of metal, thank you.
you know what it is? It like, anyone out there, if you've been nominated, do not be upset if you don't win because
I know.
it's not even that, like, the amount of promotion you get and, like, the marketing, the
Yeah,
benefits that you get even from being nominated, people
yeah,
will search you out are amazing, but I get nominated for stuff I've never won. I don't care because you have
yeah.
to it's like the Oscars. As soon as you get nominated, you have to be messaging people and, like,
Oh,
making
I
deals
know.
with the devil for all these votes and all that kinda stuff, and it's whatever.
Yeah.
My awards are just one hearing stuff like that. And Miss Ruby Lynn, I'll make you a motherfucking award if that's what you want. Like I'll make you one and I'll make it from like I will go and harvest the metal myself because yes.
In your craft room
Oh my
when you
god.
have
Yes.
downtime, whenever
Yeah.
that is.
In the middle of the night, I'll just be hammering away. Yes.
Well, where can people find you? How should they contact you if they want to talk to you about my club or they want to book a session, which I have done with you for advice
Yes.
and mentoring?
Yes. So you can find me. The easiest way to find me, you can go to my website, nickinight.com. Please give me a moment to reply to emails because I'm mental sometimes. You can find me on Twitter, Nikki, Nikki underscore Night. I don't answer Instagram DMs because I get a lot
Yeah,
of weird dick pics. So I don't go there that much. But you can find me there. If you want to find me on my club, I'm Nikki, Nikki underscore CM for community manager. But
nice.
the best thing to do would be just like go to my website, nickinight.com, or find me on Twitter. Like if you can't message me, then just tweet to me, yo bitch, what's up? And I'll be like, hey. So that would be probably the best. But yeah,
No,
I follow that all models. All models.
they're gonna use your Calendly, which is your,
Yes.
your productivity hack.
That's right. everyone go, even just Google Calendar has this too. Like, it's this
Yeah.
scheduling thing. And remember, the key to using these things and having people actually show up for these things is when someone books an appointment with you,
Yeah.
message them back. One of the questions I use in the scheduler is I'm going to confirm this appointment. Like, where's the easiest way to reach you? How can I reach you?
Yeah.
Message there. I got your booking. Boom. And then, yeah. So just remember that one little tip, or else it won't work as good.
There
But
you
yeah,
go.
Calendly. Shout out to Calendly. Give me a free subscription.
They should. You should be a
They
brand
freaking should.
ambassador.
Oh my God. I'm going to
There you go.
schedule an appointment with them.
There you go. Well, thank you so much. Good luck on your travels. I know
Thank
you're headed to
you.
Romania here soon.
Yes, Romania. They are my people. I love it there. I love it there because the men are not, let's say, used to such a loud, foul-mouthed woman like me. So I think the guys get a kick out of me, and of course, the women I just love anyway. So yeah, Bucharest Summit, here I come.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, I'll be watching, and thank you so much, Nikki.
Thank you so much. Granny Penny Podcast forever.
Forever.
Bye.